Hi guys! So this video is for the beginning orchestra and we're going to be going over number 88, Frere Jacques, also known as Are You Sleeping or Brother John. So if you don't think you know the song, you've probably heard it somewhere either on a TV show or maybe from Piners with Mr. Farnsworth or in music class with Mr. Phillips or Mr. Flint. So it's a song you will recognize, and it's a really fun song, so we're going to learn about it. And as you can see above me, I have put a picture of the music from your book. We're going to take a look, and the first thing we're going to look at is our time signature. Remember, the time signature are the numbers next to your treble clef or your alto clef off in the beginning. And in this one, our time signature says 2/4, which means we have 2 beats in every measure. And we're also going to take a look and we're going to see that this song has 2 lines of music. You've got this first line that's full of quarter notes and half notes, and then the second line, which has some eighth notes. And this part here, the second line, is going to be a little bit trickier because of these eighth notes. And I actually want us to start with those eighth notes because that's the tricky section. And let's just play them. So this is what it would sound like. You have 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2. So that's the first 2 measures of the second line. 1 and 2, and 1, 2. The hardest part is getting to that 3 of the last note because you have A, B, A, G. So when you practice this, practice A, G a bunch of times. Then A, B, A, G. Then you just have F, D. And the trick with learning any section of music is just repeating it over and over and over because practice makes permanent. A lot of you probably thought I was going to say practice makes perfect, but actually practice makes permanent because if you practice something wrong over and over and over, it's not going to magically become perfect. It's going to stay that wrong way. So practice makes permanent. You keep practicing over and over and you're going to learn it the way you're practicing it. So make sure you practice it correctly. And let's try that section again. Those 2 measures in the second line. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and then if you take a look at the next 2 measures, they're exactly the same as those first 2 measures. So now we're going to play from here to here. So the first 4 measures of the second line. And now you have 1 and 2, and 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 again, the trickiest spot is A to G, which we should be fairly good at by now because we have that all through Twinkle Twinkle when we've been practicing stuff that's much harder than this. So now if we take a look at the last 4 measures of the second line, you'll see you just have D, A, D, T, A, D. And those 2 Ds, they're half notes. So remember, if you're doing it pizzicato like I am right now plucking, to play a half note, you just go 1, 2. You just let it ring. It's kind of like a rest. So if I play those last 4 measures starting here, you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So now if we put the whole second line together, we get this. 1 and 2, and 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So if you have mastered the second line, the first line is actually going to be very easy, because if you take a look through it, it's all quarter notes and half notes. And the hardest part is that those half notes, there's a 4 above those A's, so you're using your pinky. You have to use pinky power. So that whole first line is on your D string, because you have D, E, F sharp, D, D, E, F sharp, D, F sharp, G, A, F sharp, G, A. And it's very important to go through your notes, especially if you're struggling with the letters still. Just go through reading them over and over. So now we're going to play the first line together. Just do your best and make sure when you get to that A, you're using your pinky and stretching it for pinky power. So this is the first line. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, pinky. 1, 2. 1, 2, pinky. 1, 2. And you can see from here how far away my pinky is to get to that A. You really have to stretch. Remember, there's that space in between. And there are 3 videos at least of pinky power ups, so you should be a pro at this by now. But now, we're going to put the whole song together, the first and second line. And you will see that there's a repeat at the end. I'm not going to do that right now, but when you practice it in sections as you need. Do the repeat, and also practice it with your bow. And this song is your flipgrid assignment for this week. So make sure you do it really well. And when you do the flipgrid, you can either do it pizzicato or with the bow. But now here's all of Frere Jacques pizzicato. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So the tricky spot is going to be those eighth notes, especially coming off of that half note. So be ready for them. They have to be twice as fast. And hopefully you recognize this song. In English, you've got Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong. And yeah, so that is Frere Jacques. That is number 88 in your book and your flipgrid assignment. So make sure you go do your flipgrid. If you want to get an A for the week in orchestra, you need to do your flipgrid. You need to do your participation question. And you need to do your practice log. Do all 3 of those, and you will get an A for the week. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.